quick movie review here, right? Speak No Evil. Okay, so this one I liked it a lot. I like this film. And I had a feeling I was gonna like it just based on the trailer of the film, and I did. I liked it very, very, very much. And yeah, okay. So obviously it follows that similar format where you like, yeah, it's gonna take a while to build up to the suspense or like I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? We're not gonna get the violence right away, obviously, but we're gonna build up to, and we do that. We build up to the violence that you're expecting to see that in the film. So good, okay, good, great. It's I like the little. So I guess, and so when the wife says that, like she's being honest actually when she says that, I think, right? It's like, you want the honesty? Well, maybe we'll give them a little honesty, then they'll finally let us go, right? So we know that they're having marriage problems. Their marriage is on the rocks. And what's it called? The wife, the husband said, she cheated basically, right? And he cheated on him. And I think it's called the dean. The dean is the marriage therapist or whatever, right? They say, oh, that's what a dean said. And the dean said this. The dean said that. I like when they bring up, oh, the dean said this. The dean said that. Remember what the dean said? Remember when she said we got to try to work with this? Well, it's not happening. And I think their marriage is gonna end. They're Americans, right? But he moves or the whole family. I think he moves to the UK because he says, oh, I'm gonna open a branch. I told my boss, you know that UK branch you always want to open? Well, I did it, but guess what? I'm like the head honcho of it or something. I don't know. They're both accomplished people, but she gives up her career and whatnot and agrees to move with her husband over to the United Kingdom, which I guess is like they want a fresh start. They want to change up things, which actually it explains why, like in the beginning at the what's it called? Oh my God, I wasn't thinking about. When we get to the beginning of the film, right, we get introduced. It's sort of like oh my God, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something in my head, and it seemed to escape me. Well, I was gonna say something. Yeah, it's like a couples retreat or something. Because there's this Danish couple that's there. They have a funny scene, like it's almost towards the beginning of the film with the Danish couple, because they're like annoyed by them, but I guess they got caught. I guess this movie has that This movie does do the sort of, what was I gonna think? Being polite, right? Not saying what you truly mean, being polite. Saying, oh, yeah, we're gonna call you, don't worry. We're gonna invite you over to London, or if you ever find yourself in London, hit us up and come stay at our house, because you let us stay at your house. And I like when he sells them, like, but that's not gonna happen though, right? Like, you're saying that, but that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna call us. You're not gonna invite us to your house. They had a chance to escape. But the daughter, I wonder, I'm now curious to watch other people's reviews. Maybe even a clinical person who works in that clinical field of psychology, or what is it, like therapy type. Like, what does the daughter have? Maybe that she's very attached to this stuffed animal. She said it's the stress bunny, I think, or something like that. She needs the bunny. I remember in the Italy scene, we're at the little village. It's really beautiful, right? It's picturesque. I think that's the word. I'm probably mispronouncing it still even, but she's having a little panic attack type deal. Because I was under the impression, I don't know, I saw the trailer and it made sense, but for some reason at that moment I forgot that the little boy isn't their kid. It's another kid's, right? It's actually it's not even their kid actually. We learned that he killed his parents and he put them in the same pond that he threw the kid in. What's it called? The boy's parents are in there and they cut his tongue out. So then he can't talk, so he can't tell people like, oh my God, these are my parents, and that's why he's like just distanced and cut off, and I think he said it was just the both of them. There was no kid, but here's the thing: the girl, right, Rosie, I think her name was. I don't fucking remember what her name was, but she wanted a kid. So maybe their story about a miscarriage isn't. I mean, that's true. Like, that's not a false story. Like, that's real. Actually, she did want a kid. But we had a miscarriage, but hey, we killed this boy's parents and now we got him as like our kid. So like that happened. Yeah, this movie, and I guess it's like, they're like I guess they are technically serial killers, but they do it there's not like a sadistic motive for it. Basically, it's financial. he doesn't work. And when he makes that joke about not working, he's not a doctor, he's being serious. Like, you don't fucking work. This bitch don't work either. You know what they do? They kill people. They find the perfect couple. And I guess maybe when they go on these retreats, that they get couples from other countries. Like he said, you know, nobody's going to miss you in a place like London. The fuck? Nobody's going to miss you there. You say you don't know anybody. They mentioned this in the film when they talk about, hey, your neighbors. Like, do you even have neighbors around here? It's so isolated. This little farm community place that you have. And I like when he kind of it's like a callback to that moment when she brought up that they don't talk to their neighbors are right across right across the hall are our neighbors, and we never even spoken to them. It's sort of this impersonal thing, right? And even if you did spoke to them, they might have still not, you know, it's because even if you speak to someone, it can be impersonal. It's just a hey, hello, a small type of talk, right? Nothing big, nothing quite forward, right? So it would just remain as sort of an acquaintance, if you could even call it that. The light out here, it's bugging. It's like a horror movie type looking. It's like going off and on. It's kind of scary, but also like cool at the same time. What was I thinking of in my head? The engine's rumbling. I feel like it's louder than usual. I don't know. But yeah, this movie, I like this movie a lot. I like the there's some moment. The movie has those classic, like, why didn't you grab his gun? When they kill that guy, because there's the dude, oh my god, I forgot what his name was. I think he was the chef guy, the guy that does the chef stuff. And I guess maybe the reason they bring him over there is so he can do his own assessment of the couple that they're gonna kill. And I like when he says, like, he says to the, oh my god, I forgot, the main character, the main villain guy, right? This dude, that the chef says to the main villain guy, like, he says, like, you like to play with your food. Why can't you just whack him? Like, you know, like last time. Because I guess he makes it quick, simple. There's no hassle. Why didn't you just whack him? Why did you have to play around with these ones for a little bit? You couldn't just fucking, boom, like, get him somewhere secluded, boom. And they get this bitch right here, boom. Like you did last time. It was so simple. It was straight. I got a buyer for the car already. You know, I was going to take my cut, of course, and you guys take all this cut, and you just go enjoy your time for a bit before you got to go out and get a new pair couple. But, like, why you had to make it more, like, right, drag it on, basically. And, yeah, I like that little excerpt. I like that little, little jab he kind of pokes at him. Like, why do you have to play with him this time? Why couldn't you have just left it alone? Like, fuck, my god. What was I gonna say? I was thinking of something. I hate that my car at the moment, it has a leak. It's always had that leak, but it's just annoying as fuck because I don't know where the leak is, so I can't do anything to prevent it from, like, collecting water when it rains, and it's so fucking annoying. It's like, why can't you just have a car that's perfect? It's not fucked up in any way. It's so annoying. So I'm, like, halfway distracted by that because it smells a little musky, and I have to, like, clean it, and hopefully I can get this musky odor out. Ugh, it's just so annoying. But what was I thinking? Yeah, the scene where they're gonna leave. Yeah, they leave, but the daughter freaks out because she doesn't have the Hoppy. Man, I would have told her, like, sorry, fuck Hoppy. My god, what the fuck? Hoppy, I had to say, listen, you didn't take care of Hoppy, you didn't pick him up and take him back. Well, sorry, bitch. Hoppy got to stay in that motherfucker. That's it. I guess, I don't know. But, like, I guess she freaked out enough that they actually agreed to go back. Oh, my God. And they do that. But then you think, okay, so it should be a quick in and out, right? But they like, sweet talk. They smooth them in. I can't wait to watch someone else's review of this. Because I feel like, even with that sweet talking, that trying to smooth over, like, no, fuck that shit. Like, okay, yeah, hey, you know, we did leave without saying goodbye. Maybe that's a little asshole move, a little bitchy, right? A little shitty. But we're still leaving. Like, we're still leaving. Sorry, but, like, I'm still leaving. So then you still leave anyway. But no, they have to, like, they come back and then they find themselves, but they don't unpack, right? And so, like, everything unfolds basically in that same day. And it has to, because the tension is already set. It's already there. She mentioned, that's when she gives him the sob story about the baby. Oh, we had a kid and it died. And that's why, you know, I got really attached to your daughter and stuff. Oh my God, I'm sorry. What was I saying? What was I thinking? I was thinking something in my head. I was thinking of something. My mind is racing a little bit. It's like racing, sort of. Pseudo-racing a little bit. What was I going to say? What was I thinking? Yeah, just leave Hoppy. Oh my god. But then they go back, right? So then they get acquainted with them. And that's when we get that scene with the trailer with the dancing and whatnot. Oh, he's drunk. Oh, just let him. It's oh my god, how can they have handled that scene? Well, I guess she needed her parents an excuse to leave right away, right? I think even in that scene, well, actually, no, the tire was funny. That's what happened. They went to the tire. He said, just drive on it. And he's like, oh my gosh, I guess. But then he's like, but the husband, he kept saying, oh, well, okay, let's go ahead and. I guess he was really committing to the let's not freak out part of the whole ordeal. It's but I guess even if the tire was flat, then they would have how do you call? Oh my god, what was I thinking? Like he would have like maybe closed the gate anyway or something. Basically, your only chance to escape at that very moment. Actually, there were two moments. There were two moments when you could have escaped. Because I don't think this bitch maybe would have woke him up. Maybe she would have, because she was in on it. She did have a reason. She did have a motive, and that's why she would have. That's why she said it would have been hard on me. You would have been pissed. You know, I fell asleep, and you let these bitches get away, right? It's like so that actually the moment they could have when she found the daughter sleeping in the bed, and she said, "What the fuck is that? Like that is what? What is this? This is no. What the hell? That's my kid." She took her daughter out, and I like that she tells him, "We're leaving." He doesn't question it. He says, "Okay, okay." We're leaving right now, we're done. It's Sansako, it's done. And so yeah, they're leaving, but how do you call fucking, oh my god, what was I thinking in my head? I'm sorry, I keep kind of losing my train of thought. For anybody that actually bothered to listen to this video, this review, right, me talking about this movie, I liked it very much. I did enjoy it very much. I would recommend you watch it. It's like so nice. You don't even have to see it in theaters. You can just wait for it for streaming. But I think it's a good watch. It's a good watch of a horror film. But yeah, in this film, you know, she could just leave Hobby. Oh my god. But I'm not even, man, I just like, holy shit. But then of course you wouldn't have any movie if they actually used their brain. But in that moment, you just know, like, I would have, Hobby, you gotta have to stay there. That's it. It's over. It's a done deal. Hobby is no more. Y'all didn't, you didn't pick him up, girl? Well, sorry, he had to stay there. And that's it. And Sansago is done. It's a done deal. I would have just left it. I would have just drove away. Would have just kept driving. I said, listen, let me stop the car. Why don't you get in the back seat with her? And I'm just going to keep on driving. I'm not turning back. What the fuck? You said you wanted to leave. Why are we going to go? I'm sorry. This is getting a new hot. Listen, I'm going to ask them if they can mail Hobby. That's would have been it. I could ask him. But she said, like, no, they're going to do that to him. I wonder if she specified in that moment what do that to them was. That should have been the sign, actually. Would it? I think that's something other people are going to bring up if they do a review. Like, but one of the parents question, what do you mean, what's they going to do to him? What are they going to do to Hoppy? What you're so concerned about? And then she tells them about, you know, the fucking, what was I thinking in my head? Oh my god, you know, if she just tells them, like, hey, you know, the little critter thing, like, the boy, he's got these marks. He said that his dad did that shit to him. The kid tries to tell them, actually. He tells it, like, right away where they're in there. He tries to tell them, especially the little girl, because the little girl's in the room with him. He's like, come follow me. Let me look at this. You know, the funniest scene in this film, it's not even the funniest. There's like a cute funny scene, but this scene is kind of funny. You know, the daughter, because she's like, I thought it was going to be like the adults and the kids. Well, actually, there's two scenes. For the dinner scene, right? Before the dinner scene, they'd have this Syrian immigrant guy. And I'm like, nah, I would have told him, like, listen, my daughter, okay, maybe she's not going to sit with us and eat with us, but, like, she like, maybe another room adjacent where it's open so I can hear her if anything, and she can eat over there. I mean, I don't want my kid to just, like, you didn't tell me, you didn't give me the heads up that, like, this dinner was not for everybody, it's just the adults. But, like, I don't want to leave my kid with some stranger. I know you say, oh, we hired him, he's local, you know, he's a Syrian guy, he was a teacher, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Like, nah, my daughter's gotta be with me. I need my daughter with me. It's not happening, or I'm not going. That's it. I would have just said, like, nah, I had to take my kid. And then second, when they do so I guess they're in an open relationship, because they said sometimes we like to eat out, you know, sometimes we like to dine out. It's healthy for us. When they're doing that, it's in the context of the conversation when they talk about dining out. I guess that was, and I was thinking that maybe in that sense, I would have thought that maybe there would have been more sexual undertones more in the film, or maybe that in that scene they were hinting at, hey, if you want to, like, if you want to share each other, you want to have a foursome or like fuck each other's spouses, we're into that. We do that, and that's what they meant when they said dine out. We like to dine out sometimes. We find it's healthy for us. Another thing in the film is they say, oh, we like to do role play with the sex, right? And I like when they kind of fully commit with this joke, and I'm thinking, oh shit, is she really giving him head at this moment? What the fuck? And I thought maybe there would have been maybe a bit of a freak out scene, or just like, okay, well, I didn't come to dinner to hear you two fuck, or like even like I'm kind of good now. I'm gonna get up. I think I'm good. I don't need to be here while you're having sex at my table. You're giving him head. I'm here. I have to listen. I'm not listening to this. But it was kind of funny. It was kind of, I guess, fun. I think that was the. Can you kind of get the vibe? Listen to the trailer. There's a scene where he's kissing her on the cheek, and so you get the vibe like, oh, it's gonna be like sexual undertones in the film like that, or like when she said, oh, you have a nice body, right? And then what else? There was another thing. Oh yeah, I like when the husband, because she mentions to the husband, oh, he's lucky if he gets a hug, because she tells them the girl, the bad villain girl, and the guy, they tell him like, oh, we have sex every day, like we fuck, like we do fucking every day, right? And she insinuates to her like, oh, Ben, my husband, like he's lucky if he gets a hug. He's lucky if I even hug him. And of course, he's like, you can see on his face, I am not liking this. And so, yeah, obviously, he's like embarrassed. Like, yeah, I'm fucking embarrassed. Why you gotta tell these motherfuckers, like, oh, like, we don't fuck. We don't fuck like that. And if we do fuck, like, it's only because I think he's really lucky. He won the jackpot. Man, he won the lottery. And so, yeah, he gets upset at her at the whole, and that's when we learn more about, what's happening behind the scenes, and how she said, I already apologized so many times, but like apparently it's not enough. Yeah, there's some things that you don't come back from, is it? And I guess for cheating, for a lot of people, that is one of them. That is probably a big one for a lot of people. Like when it comes to like cheating, you don't come back from it. So I think in that scene later in the film where she's saying to him, where she tells the villain guy, she's like, oh, you're still not being honest with us. There's one thing, you're still not being honest with us. And she tells him, like, oh, okay, you know what? We're not lying. We're not going to see you ever again. Actually, we're not even going to be together. I don't even know I'm going to be in this country. I moved here for this fucker, but I may be moving back because we're not going to be together. We're going to break up because, yeah, I cheated. I fell in love with somebody else. And I apologized to him already. We got the counselor, all this bullshit. But he hadn't taken it. So I think, as it is over. It's done deal. And I guess when he told him that, hey, I spoke to him. He told me about this already, actually. And he says he's really sorry. Like, maybe that was perhaps genuine too. Like, because he did take him to the woods and he did talk to him. They did talk to each other. He gave him, like, his own form of therapy of, like, screaming. So maybe they were intrigued by the couple, and that's why they didn't knock him off originally, and they kind of dragged it on. And that's when that dude, I guess it's like his brother. I think it's like his brother. When he tells him, like, why didn't you just whack him? You always did that in the beginning. Why you have to play around with these motherfuckers? It's, last thing to know with the movie, the daughter is clever. I like when I think she pricks herself in the thorn first, and she gets the idea, well, let me prick my thigh, let me bleed, and it's a good amount of blood, actually. Ooh, so she committed to it, like, to prick herself enough, and I know that has to hurt. That little prick when you're walking, it's healing, that has to hurt. It has to hurt. I just already know. Because she puts a little blood right towards her nether region to obviously insinuate that her period has come. And so I thought that whole, like, sequence there, that was clever. Oh, what's happening, baby? You hurt yourself? And the mom sees it. Obviously, she knows right away. Nope, it's, I know what it is. I know what it is. Listen, I'm going to take her and we're going to, she does that because she needs to get their attention, because she needs to tell them, like, hey, they're, like, serial killers or some shit. And they're going to kill us next. It's, yeah, Speak No Evil, movie review. Thank you for watching. I liked it very much. I think a lot of people will probably like it too. I think this one, it's definitely one of the better, like, horror-esque movies. It does nothing new. I think it just does it well. At least in my opinion, it did it well, right? It's nothing new. It's the same trope. You've seen it already. But I think it did it well this time. And I like the tension. It's also beautifully shot. I like the cinematography in the film as well. Yeah. Speak No Evil 2024. Thank you for listening.